Hi, I'm Joy.
And I'm Will.
And together we are
Primary Tenant Pod. Did we do the harmony on that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I think we did.
It's been so long, I don't remember what our jingle sounds like. I apologize.
That's very true. We have had a long layoff. It's been almost 2 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can blame part of that on the Olympic break, which we did actually have a lot of plans for. But we had a lot to do, we were busy, and we were tired. And unfortunately, we were not able to do them.
Yeah.
And then the Olympics ended. Made us even sadder, for reasons I'm sure you understand.
Yeah.
And then...
somehow we had 2 Goldeneyes games in the span between the end of the Olympics and now. And we figured, okay, we have to get back to recording. Because this is getting a bit sad for us.
Yes.
So
And also, shout out to 2 people who we have met at games who recognize us as Primary Tenant Pod and asked us, when is your next episode coming out?
Yeah.
One of those questions was asked before the Olympic break, actually. Shout out Brenda.
Brenda, we love you, Brenda.
Yeah. Brenda met us just as Joy was losing her phone in the stands at the Pacific Coliseum.
Yes.
That was an amazing experience.
That was a good experience.
Brenda is part of.
I know. Yeah. And then we sang her the jingle live.
We did.
That was the last time we sang the jingle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Brenda heard it.
Yeah.
She was actually really nice, and she was very understanding of our sudden panic over the lost phone. So shout out Brenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last game that we went to was actually yesterday as we record, was the Boston Fleet game.
Yeah.
And we met someone named Nick in the underground concession
$5
area.
beer area.
Exactly.
So I was getting the $5 wine.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no bathroom lineup area. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. We met a guy named Nick and his friend Lucas, and apparently Nick was also haven't recorded in a while, eh? So here we are.
Yeah, that was a great conversation with Nick, though. I'm
Yeah.
really glad we had that conversation because we talked about the Olympics, and that was, and other things as well. Indie pro wrestling.
Yeah. We may do a shift on our podcast at some point and become a wrestling no, we're not. But you never know.
You never know.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah, shout out to those people who recognize us at games. It's always kind of a bit of a shock.
Thank you for making us feel like niche internet micro celebrities.
Exactly. That's the best way to describe it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's incredibly niche.
Yeah, on that note, you might be wondering why we've made a sudden shift from our normal, super austere, minimalist background with maybe one element of decoration to recording in a bed.
Yeah, we're just chilling on Joy's bed right now.
Yeah.
It's because we're just so tired.
We're so tired. The team seems tired. We're going to get to that. And you know what? Everyone just needs a sleepover.
Yeah.
So get a drink, get cozy. That's our PTP remix of Let's Get Loud, by the way. Let's get cozy.
Let's get cozy.
Yeah,
Let's get cozy.
cozy.
We just had a bit of a lighting shift here, actually. So now, our lower bodies are more illuminated than our faces, which is interesting.
Well, we always have interesting lighting
We certainly do.
setups. Let's just say that.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm enjoying this. We have some more decorations this time, actually, as well.
Yeah.
Joy's sleigh-ass posters, and then also some Goldeneyes accoutrements. So
Exactly. And not just Goldeneyes. Yeah.
do you want to take us on a tour, Joie?
Okay, yeah, sure. Up here, this is actually from the UBC Winter Classic, when the women's team and the men's team, hockey obviously,
Demolished the
Trinity Western Spartans. That was a beautiful, beautiful day. 7 hours of straight hockey with no break, didn't leave the arena, and I got a towel out of it, so I'm very happy about that.
And now our UBC T-Birds, the women's team, is on their way to nationals after winning in Canada West in a sweep.
Exactly.
Which was so much fun to be at. We were at both games.
Exactly. So,
it was a blast.
if you can, I don't know, it might be on CBC.
It should be on CBC.
It should be, okay.
And on YouTube as well,
Yeah.
I think.
Starting next Thursday, nationals will be happening in Waterloo. Maybe watch that if you care about Vancouver women's hockey, because they're awesome. So
we've had so much fun watching them over the years.
Yeah.
A lot of those players are going to graduate this year.
Another thing we're going to get to.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Some of the graduates and potential PWHL draftees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just let's celebrate the UBC Women's Thunderbirds because they have gone another amazing run.
Exactly. Take flight. And also Take Flight goes for the Thunderbirds and for the Goldeneyes, hopefully in the future. We're going to talk about that too. But yeah, anyway, now this scarf, that comes from the Olympic era, because we were at the watch party set up by, was it Shark? It was at Shark Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the first game we played against the U.S., Canada.
Yeah.
The game was lost 5-0. Putting that in passive tense to avoid responsibility. Anyway, the game was lost 5-0.
Yeah.
But we won Goldeneyes trivia, so we won a sick-ass scarf.
Exactly. Well, actually, we didn't win the biggest prize. That went to Blake. We did miss one question. We each forgot one Goldeneye Olympian, and so we only got 4 out of the 5 questions right, and we tied to win this awesome scarf.
That's true, yeah. The fact that we got one scarf, even though we both very twin-like of us.
I know.
It's happened to us since we were 5 years old or younger.
You can just share this item even though you don't live together and you're grown adults. You can share this. We're not salty at all. We're actually super grateful. It's a very nice scarf. We didn't fight over it either, I swear.
That's a complete lie. We did fight over it. Will refused to give it to me. I was thinking we can share it. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice neutral object. We can maybe pass it between us, every month or something. It's also not a very nice scarf.
It's very strange
plastic.
Yeah,
it's pure plastic.
Not very warm. I don't think it'll keep you very warm, but it does look kind of cool.
It looks cool as decoration. Yeah.
We're not showing it off to its fullest potential, but this will change in future. I promise.
Exactly.
Vancouver Goldeneyes.
Yeah. Anyway, all of that to say that Will tried to cruelly rip it from me because they were the first one out of the booth to grab it. Yeah, that's what it's like being a younger twin, people.
That's right. No, yeah, us older twins were just bullied all the time.
You are.
I'm a whole 5 minutes older, and that means that I've just bullied her all her life.
Essentially. Anyway, moving on. This is not for both of us. This is for Will. This belongs to Will.
Yeah. Once I got this, I got a lot kinder about the scarf, by the way, because this is actually hand cross-stitched by my friend Jay for Christmas. He did all of this by himself.
Yeah.
This entire thing, all like this blue border, the logo.
Yeah.
That's all
even like the strings up here. I mean, exactly. that's braided up there.
That's braided up there. He sewed this entire border item. Isn't that that's totally gorgeous. I was in shock the first time I saw it. He told me that he was cross-stitching me something.
Yeah.
And I got it in the mail, and I swear I almost wept because, I mean, he knows me so well. This is, like, the perfect gift for me.
I have to admit, I also got a sneak preview.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew it was coming.
Yeah, but it's just so beautiful.
It adds a lot to the decor.
I'm so proud to have it now be a part of our set.
Exactly.
Because that is a very special gift from our friend. And also, Goldeneye's friendship bracelet from our friend Brenna as well.
Yes, right here. Yeah. Wow, that's really in the light. You can barely even see it. But and this bracelet as well, also Goldeneyes, in my opinion. Yeah. Anyway, that is to say, we've been accumulating a lot of stuff to make the decoration less austere.
Exactly, yeah. And wonderful friends who have told us to record and also given us items to like incentivize us maybe.
Exactly. Yeah.
They love us and they know that we love the Goldeneyes.
Yeah.
So that's why they do those things and we appreciate them.
Really all to say that we love the friends we've made and the community we've made around the Goldeneyes. Yeah. Because also I think this towel came from a game that more of the friends we made through the Goldeneyes were at.
Exactly, yeah. The community is growing.
Yeah.
And we are so happy to be a part of it. That's the best thing about being a Goldeneyes fan.
Exactly.
Yeah. All the friends, honestly.
I really hope the microphone picked that up because that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Stop mumbling.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway.
For like ultimate sleepover vibes, the microphone you can't see, but it's currently squishing a Stuffy's face.
It is.
But that is the microphone stand. It's like just a Stuffy just being killed. But
yeah. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's get down to business.
Yes.
Let's get down to
the first topic of conversation.
Right.
Yes. The first thing we wanted to talk about, basically coming out of the intro, was how the rest of the season might unfold because obviously Olympics are over. We're more than halfway through the season now. We've played 20 games.
18 games.
18 games, sorry.
12 games left.
12 games left. We have 20 points, is what I wanted to say. And recently we've been on a bit of a losing streak.
Yeah.
I think out of the last 2 games following the Olympic break, we have 1 point out of a potential 6, which is not ideal.
Yeah, especially when you consider before the Olympic break, the Goldeneyes had crawled out of last spot.
Yeah.
Like, the Goldeneyes had been in 8th for a while, honestly, but they'd crawled out of there. They were sitting at, like, 6th for a while.
Yeah.
They beat the Scepters. That was looking good, and then they lost to Minnesota in regulation, going into the Olympic break, and then after that, as Joy just said, 1 point of a possible 6, that if we really wanted to stay in that playoff hunt, those top 4 spots, you want to start winning the games.
You might, definitely. You might have wanted to start winning maybe sometime in January, perhaps even December, perhaps even the beginning of the season.
Okay.
Anyway, it's fine. I'm calm and I'm chill.
Yeah. Another thing about those last losses was obviously the Goldeneyes previously have been really good at home. Mm-hmm. They'd only lost 1 game at home before the Olympic break, and that was to Montreal, who are a really good team and everything. And then we were also at hope, after the Olympics, because we had a 5-game homestand in March, right? And we were like, okay, if we can keep like the home Coliseum magic going, we might be able to win most of these games.
Yes.
And currently, we're not doing that yet. We have 3 games left on the homestand, so hopefully they turn things around. Because, okay, so like the situation is the team that's currently in the 4th and final playoff spot is New York with 27 points.
Yeah.
They've played more games than the Goldeneyes have. So has Ottawa, who's kind of below them. We have games in hand on all of the 3 teams above us in the standings. So you think that we're going to be able to like start picking up points in those games, hopefully. We play Ottawa and New York next, who are like those teams above us in the standings.
I think the Scepters might be right above us as well.
Yeah, Scepters are right above us.
Above Scepters.
Yeah, Ottawa.
Yeah.
New York. We have games in hand on those teams. Let's just win them!
I know, please! Because that's the thing. If we have games in hand, which basically means that we have more games to play than them, so, we have opportunities to pick up points where they might not have. It's that if we don't win them, they're useless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so right now we have that kind of carrot dangling in front of us.
Yeah.
Like, these are like 1 or 2 games in hand on these teams where we can build up points on them and try to, get in that playoff
And the thing
hunt.
is, obviously, we're thinking like New York in that last playoff spot, assuming we can bully our way past Toronto, Ottawa, to get to that spot. New York, obviously, that they have 27 points.
Yeah.
Even if we win those 2 games and we get the full regulation 6 points out of that, and they don't win anything at all, we're still 1 point behind them.
That's right. We're
so,
sitting in 5th.
Yeah, just doing some simple math, I'm thinking, okay, well, we really want teams to lose badly, and we want to win. Because, again, it's not like we're really close to the end of the season. We still have more than 10 games left, but it is looking a little bit like, okay, we're looking ahead to the end of the season. Do we start thinking gold plan?
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to think playoffs.
Yeah.
I want to sell out the building in the playoffs. I want us to have a beautiful playoff moment in Vancouver because this team ain't going to get it done anytime soon. And just obviously for their own sake, obviously.
Yeah.
It'd be great to have playoffs in our first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think especially when you consider what the expectations were.
Yes.
Coming in.
That we would smoke the league.
Yeah. The public expectations were they're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
When Kyle Cushman did his preseason analysis of the teams or whatever, he was like, yeah, the worst case for Goldeneyes is like maybe they like sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah. And that's looking a bit sad now.
Yeah, now you look at the realities of what an expansion team actually has to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Travel is bad. It's just more difficult. Because the team hasn't gelled. We don't have
It's just it's all the things people have said, right? The chemistry. Yeah. Is the coaching maybe lacking? ?
Speak up. Say it louder. Is the coaching maybe lacking ? We can ask these questions. Yeah. Yeah. Are players like living up to what we thought they would be? Like Hannah Miller, has she been shooting the way that she can? Probably not.
Well,
she
did
scored last night. That was great.
Yeah,
but,
that was encouraging. Yeah. More of that, please.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it basically it is looking a little bit dire, and at this point it is kind of like those games coming up, to me they are must-win games.
I agree.
Like if we lose those ones, we start looking at
do we just lose more so we can accumulate more points for the gold plan?
Yeah.
Also, just in case people don't know, the gold plan, it's basically how the PWHL operates its draft system. So the sooner you are eliminated from playoff contention, the more opportunity you have to then win games to accumulate points towards your draft position, essentially. So once you're eliminated, the more you win, the better it is for where you will draft. Yeah. Wait, I feel like I didn't explain that very well.
I've heard it said that this is actually really bad for teams who are like unintentionally bad, like who are just honest to God can't win a single game.
Yeah,
they could kind of keep them locked in a state of kind of perpetual mediocrity. But I heard someone say, and I should have double checked this rule before we talked about it, that so the team that builds up the most points after being eliminated will win the first overall pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. But the team that has like the worst record after that gets like the second pick. Well, then potentially.
The thing is that we haven't really had the opportunity to really explore that much in the PWHL because previously it's gotten really right down to the wire and people have had like the same amount of points. And it's like
the previous 2 seasons, the playoff who got into the playoffs and who didn't was determined on the last day, and the only team in both those seasons who had any chance to accumulate gold plan points were the New York Sirens. So there was never there were never teams actually battling for those points. We don't know how that would look.
I know.
In this big
That's actually interesting. That's going to be really interesting.
We've never actually seen the full ramifications of what the gold plan will look like until this season.
Because now, obviously, with the way that playoffs are still capped at 4 teams going into the playoffs, you might have 4 teams trying to lose faster. I don't think that's true. I think everyone will be trying to get into the playoffs as much as they can because, again, it's still pretty tight. You know? Like, there's not a huge disparity among teams still. But
these are just interesting questions. How will the goal plan actually look in practice once you have more than one team who it applies to?
Yeah.
It could be us this year, which
it
is
could be. The fact we're talking about the gold plan really tells us about how the season has been going.
Gold plan for the Goldeneyes. It was all meant to be. We should not have been surprised. That was a rhyme, guys. That rhymed.
You're right. Bars. But is there anything really you want to talk about in this phase where we're talking about the future of the team right now, or do you want to go into the viewer questions that we requested and people kindly sent in?
I think we've pretty much talked about it. Okay, I am not good at math. I don't know when we're actually going to start talking about mathematical elimination or clinching.
You know, when I hear rumblings that teams are about to be mathematically eliminated or clinched, then I'll start worrying about it. Right now, we don't have to start worrying about it. We just have to start thinking about it. Yeah,
I think Boston is close to clinching, I believe. I don't know what the mathematical elimination thing looks like right now. I don't know what that situation is. But to me, we need to win the next 2 games against the teams above us in the standings that we have games in hand on.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I would really like that to happen.
That would be great. Please. This is my plea into the universe. Please.
Yeah. Okay, let's just say one thing, though. I do love the Goldeneyes no matter what.
Yeah.
And this has been an amazing season to watch.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I have to say, every single time, because I've had to miss more games than Will.
Joy has a life, and I don't.
Unfortunately, I work on Saturdays in the mornings, which is just truly terrible when there are matinee games happening. But whenever I walk into Pacific Coliseum and I see usually like 10,000 fans or around that number, more sometimes, you know, in their jerseys, buying merch, just find people to talk to. Sometimes we get recognized, which is crazy. I just feel the love. Yeah. You know, I don't feel like everyone's about to start throwing their jerseys on the ice. No. I just feel like there's real hope and excitement every game, and I love the community.
Exactly, yeah. It's not that team vibe.
Yeah.
It's definitely not.
No.
And I feel like we do have to emphasize that. Mm-hmm. We don't want to start, just, getting too down in the dumps or whatever. It's the team's first season. We have a team.
Yeah.
This is crazy. And when I think about, who I was back in, last January or whatever, this is definitely kind of a just count your blessings right now kind of situation.
Like this time last year, we were thinking maybe we would get a team, maybe we wouldn't, maybe we'd have to wait. There was hope, but it wasn't confirmed, and now we're living in our wildest dreams, basically. Yeah. So
and now we have the Vancouver Goldeneyes, and we would really like them to make the playoffs.
Yes, just please. Really, really like that would just be my dreams, but Okay. Yeah. But we mentioned viewer questions. We did put out something on our Instagram asking if anyone wanted to, ask us a question, silly or serious.
Yeah, because we're like, this is a sleepover vibe. Yeah. We're doing sleepover fun game things. Ask us stuff and we can chat.
Exactly.
And you guys fulfilled.
Yeah. The brief.
There we
go.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're tired. Okay. So we have 6 questions here. If you didn't send in a question, maybe next time we do this, you might like to send in a question. Anyway.
I think we got a good amount of questions.
We did.
Thank you to everyone who sent in questions.
Yeah. The first question is from PWHL Superfan. Yeah. If you could change one thing about the franchise, anything, what would it be? Okay. I would say I have a fairly obvious first thing, which is that right now we aren't a franchise. That is the first thing I would like to change. Right now, obviously, the whole league is owned by a billionaire. There's no individual franchises within the league. Mm-hmm. And I would like us to be franchised. I would like to be owned by an independent owner. Vancouver has a lot of rich people. I think it would help the team feel like less of a cookie-cutter thing that most of the other teams are. They are, obviously, all of them owned by one entity. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat, based on the premise of the question, that's what I would like. I would like us to have an owner who can take things in maybe a different direction.
That is I like that point. Yeah, when I saw that question, I also had the same thought, which is independent ownership. Mm-hmm. Because right now, okay.
Also, I like a local owner as well, obviously.
Single ownership has done a great thing for the league, honestly, which is we have a team now.
Yeah.
And the league is operating, and we have a league, basically. Mm-hmm. We have that to thank for, we have single ownership to thank for that.
Yeah.
But the league, it suffers in some ways from this undifferentiated brand blandness in some ways.
I know, and I feel like if there's a problem with something, it festers across all teams, I feel, you know? Like, there might be league dysfunction that trickles down.
Yeah, and you can, even just something in as kind of inconsequential as logos, a lot of the logos have the same general look because they were designed by the same creative agency.
Yeah.
And not the Goldeneyes logo, but a lot of the other ones.
And you think color palette, think of how many teams have a rough combination of, like, yellow or orange and some kind of shade of blue. It's like half the league, you know? Like, the one team that, Charge stand out, Minnesota stands out, and then Boston and Seattle are very similar, and then all the rest of the teams have this kind of general color palette.
Yeah, I do think we lucked out with the best in that blue yellowy kind of range, though.
Yeah, I do think we did it best, but, you know, like, that's another thing where we're all very similar. It's like their color palette, even color palettes that we aren't expanding, and I feel like, not that we want to change that if we had our own franchise, but it would be really cool to see maybe a fresh look, a fresh take on what the PWHL team here could look like.
Yeah, I think there, you can see there's just another thing, just another example of this is the Olympian welcome back message at our first game back from the Olympics, which was, I thought, slightly tone deaf in some ways because it did a lot of thanking of the Americans. And I was like, I expected for our Olympian, you know, welcome back to feature our Olympians of the Goldeneyes.
Yeah.
Our Teresa Vanashova, Michelle Karvinen, Claire Thompson, etc.
Yeah.
And instead we're like, shout out Kelly Panic. I like Kelly Panic, but she's not on our team.
Yeah, yeah. So just things like that where it's more individual to the team and less about, like, the league.
Exactly.
This is something I can really see once it's more established and we're not, you know, in our infancy, because really 3 years old, still a toddler, you know? The league as a whole.
Yeah.
We're toddling.
It's like barely talking. I don't know anything about child development. Maybe it is talking. Anyway.
It is definitely talking. 3-year-olds talk. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, that's, like, the first question.
Yeah.
And that's, like, really our answers that it would be cool to see an individual owner. Maybe not Michael Bublé. He owns the WHL Vancouver Giants.
He's a minority owner.
He's a minority
if
owner.
he had all the power, his passion would bleed through and it would be a great product.
Yeah, it's true. But, I don't know. This isn't me being mean about Michael Bublé. I just don't like his singing.
You don't like his music.
I don't like his music. That's it. But yeah, actually, I was talking about this. I think it'd be really funny if Baby No Money decided to become, like, a part owner.
Yeah, why not? I don't like his music either, but he's a little bit more hip than Michael Bublé, shall we say?
Yeah, and I think it would be fun and cool. So put that down. Actually, the first thing I want is a franchise. Baby No Money is the face of the ownership. Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah, should we just say nothing to do with this team right here, the Canucks?
Oh yeah, absolutely nothing.
Guess the Goldeneyes far away.
Yeah, this team has also taught us how bad ownership can be.
Yeah.
So learn from them. Don't do this. And you know,
we're pointing at a Canucks logo right now in case you're just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay away from anything to do with the Canucks. There are some teams who look to be really partnering with their NHL teams and could potentially be bought by that parent organization. I think the Leafs are kind of one of those. Potentially also the Charge.
Yeah, Charge. They're looking at the arena situation, definitely.
In our case, stay away. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Stay far, far away.
Exactly. Like, the best and only thing they did was let us sell out Rogers Arena more than the Canucks did last season. Yeah. And that's it. Okay.
That's the last tie we need to have to Canucks sports and entertainment.
Yeah.
Whoop. Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for the fun question.
Yeah, well, I also want to shout out PWHL Superfan because I got all of my unrivaled news from that account.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really great first question. Gave us a lot to think about.
Yeah. Second
question was a little bit more fun from our friend Jahan. Who has the best hair on the team and why?
Yeah.
Well, not fun, like silly.
This stumped me at first actually because normally they wear helmets.
Yeah.
When they're playing on the ice, which is when I see them, you know, so I'm like, there's not a lot. How do I judge a hairstyle?
Like, do you go like bun or braid? This is a bun or braid situation.
Yeah.
Ponytail even.
But I thought about it a little bit harder, and the obvious slam dunk answer here is obviously Hannah Miller.
Yes, iconic
Obviously.
blonde bob.
Exactly, that thing is iconic.
Yeah.
Like last year, the Toronto Scepters. It was her birthday, I believe. They all wore the blonde bob because that is Hannah Miller. You know instantly.
Yeah.
And I think she's one of the only players in the league who just has that like no hair up situation, just a bob.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She rocks it.
She does.
Yeah.
That is Hannah Miller. So I really like that. However, we also have other answers.
Exactly. You also said Katie Chan and Nina Job Smith.
Those are my favorite ponytails on the team. It's just the way they look. Like, they're just like bouncy and like, like fluffy and, you know
it just gives you the vibe when they're going down the ice. It's like, yes, energy.
There's movement here.
Yeah.
There's like electric sparks.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny just how much like hair can do, but
exactly. Yeah. bring back Katie Chan. Please get well soon, Katie.
Please get well soon.
We miss you, and we're also really glad that Nina Job Smith is back. She was my favorite player at the Olympics, by the way.
Yeah.
Where I got to see a lot of the fun ponytail.
Yeah.
Also, not Goldeneyes, but one of my favorite ponytails in the league is Natalia Linkova, because she just has really fun, bouncy, curly hair.
And can I also say Kadyrova?
Yeah, oh my god!
On the charge.
Yes.
Who has short hair and like the little wings, little tufts coming out the side of the helmet are adorable.
Yeah. Never ever change that.
Yeah.
She has the best look.
Exactly.
She's just amazing.
That's not on the Goldeneyes. I'd say one last answer, and this is like kind of more off ice for me, is Sarah Nurse.
Yeah.
Because very versatile. She can do anything with it.
Yeah.
And she does.
It always looks great. The curls always look really good.
Yeah.
And she also has one of my favorite braids on the team.
Mm.
For me, like, women's hockey hairstyles, they can be kind of diverse and stuff. But I think my favorite, just to look at, is a braid. It just looks so neat. You know, the way they move can be so fun. And I think Sarah Nurse is the best one. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So you were thinking on ice. I was thinking off ice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because I've just seen her style it in, like, a multitude of ways. And I'm like, she always looks good. So.
Sarah Nurse always looks good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you, Jahan, for that very fun question.
Exactly.
This was actually much harder and yet easier to answer than I thought it would be.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. I was scrolling through Instagrams, I have to admit. I was doing research.
I was just looking at the player headshots and getting sad because it's all like...
Aw, come on. Okay. Next question comes from Jenna. Your favorite Olympics game you watched? So for me, this is going to be tough to answer because the only Olympics games I watched, due to the fact that I was mostly sleeping through most of the games, and I was very busy, were the two Canada-US games, so in the round robin and in the final, and Canada lost both of them in two crushing ways, really.
Yeah.
So I can't say that either one of them was my favorite game, but you might have a more fun answer.
Yeah, I was actually able to watch most of the Olympic games, which I proceeded to then block on my memory after the way that it all ended. But I would say my favorite games to watch were all the Group B games. The preliminary round Group B games were so much fun. They were way more competitive than people think, I think. When they think of women's hockey in the Olympics, there tends to be some kind of prejudice or judgment or whatever about the quality of the competition. It was great. Italy was a total surprise. Like, France's goalie, Alice Filbert, was amazing.
I saw her highlights.
Yeah.
And I was really taken with that.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised by how not competitive France was, but like that was also like a surprise, you know, like there were upsets. Sweden was really good. Like watching Germany was probably my favorite because obviously we had Job Smith.
Yeah.
Job Smith. Sorry, Job Smith. She's pronounced it Job Smith on her official Olympic pronunciation profile thingy, and I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, that's one thing I keep feeling like I'm messing up. Like no matter how I say it, I feel like it's messed up.
Yeah, because I think
Job Smith. Yeah.
I think she says Job Smith in North American media and Job Smith internationally.
Okay,
but
so
you know, I was saying Job Smith and I thought I was doing something wrong because I heard Job Smith. I'm sticking with Job Smith.
Job Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching her. She scored some very fun goals. Let me tell you that. She scored an overtime winner and like shook the crest and everything.
Yes, that was incredible.
That was a great moment.
Yeah.
Laura Kluge also had some great goals. Abstreiter, goalie, love her. I saw her on a plane once. I'm never going to shut up about that.
Yeah, you mentioned that several times, I think, on this podcast.
It was very cool. I was like, that's an Abstreiter.
Yeah.
On my plane. Wow. In my city. Yeah, anyway, watching Team Germany was very, very fun. And I think my favorite game was actually their win over Japan. I'm sorry, Brian, but it was a 5-2 win, and it was very satisfying.
Yeah.
And it was tight at times, and then Germany kind of broke it open. And that was just a very satisfying game to watch. Very early in the morning for me, and it was just a very fun game.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm really happy that you actually had a fun answer, because I was going to be like, it was doom and gloom.
Group B is where it's at.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question, Jenna, and letting us shout out, you know, not like just Canada, USA. Yeah.
Jenna is also a big Job Smith fan.
Okay.
So I hope she'll appreciate this.
Awesome.
Yes. Hi, Jenna. We moderate the Vancouver Goldeneyes Discord server together, so if you're interested in that, then you can maybe join our Discord. We're a very fun group of people, I think, and we have a lot of fun talking about.
Sorry, I didn't realize this Jenna was that Jenna.
Yeah, this is our Jenna.
Our Jenna.
This is our
okay.
Goldeneyes
Our Jenna. Thank you, Jenna.
Discord Jenna. Yes.
Yes.
We love Jenna.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's American, and she was very happy about the Americans winning. And I was like, congratulations, Jenna. She was happy.
Yes.
So I'm glad that she was happy.
Okay, that's great. Some people were happy.
Yeah.
I can stop crying.
Yes,
okay. All right.
The next question that we got is also from an American who was very happy about the Americans winning.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Cam from Average Joe Sports Network.
Shout out Cam.
Yeah.
Yes. And
this is a very short question, but it has a lot of meaning. We can spend, honestly, hours unpacking this question. Hashtag tank for Harvey.
Question mark.
Question mark.
Hashtag tank for Harvey.
Question mark.
He just posted a photo of himself in a t-shirt that says hashtag tank for Harvey.
Yeah.
I think we know what his answer is.
Yes, tank for Harvey.
He wants a tank for Harvey.
Yeah, whether Seattle or Vancouver should tank for Harvey. Well, we're at the bottom of the league, both of us.
Yeah.
But no,
we already kind of talked about the gold plan a little bit
yeah,
earlier in the episode.
kind of setting up this question.
Yeah.
That is the question. Do we, obviously, Harvey, standout
Yeah.
player for Team USA?
She was tournament MVP, was she not?
Yes.
Best defender.
Carolyn
everything.
Harvey,
Yeah.
yes.
She
ran away with...
She's everything.
Yeah, basically.
And as we know from our previous pre-Olympic discussion with Casey, she's Casey's number one pick for the draft.
Yeah.
She's basically everyone's number one pick for the draft.
Yeah, so you can
Basically,
assume
at
that
this
she'll
point,
go first overall.
It will be Caroline Harvey.
Yeah.
Casey said decline for Caroline, which I think is very funny.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, so is this tank for Harvey time? Decline for Caroline time. Thank you, Casey.
Yeah.
My answer is actually, I want the Goldeneyes to fight for the playoffs for as long as possible.
Yes.
I want to keep that hope alive, and then I honestly think Seattle might be better off with Harvey. You know, if I'm feeling generous here, I think Harvey is the best player in the draft based on what other more intelligent people have told me, and also from my own eyeballs watching the Olympics.
Because you were saying, based on the D that we might have next year, depending on whether Claire Thompson goes to university again or not, med school, genius. Anyway, they might have more need of a player like her, the Torrent, is what you were saying.
Yeah, if somehow we manage to keep Claire Thompson, and we also have Jakes for another 3 years, hopefully we protect her during expansion and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, assuming that we have Sophie Jakes next year, and maybe also if we keep Claire Thompson, I think we have enough elite offensive defender talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think Seattle is kind of more lacking that.
Yeah.
I think Seattle could really maybe use a Caroline Harvey in a way that we don't have as much need for.
Okay.
So if I'm feeling generous, I say Seattle should have Caroline Harvey, and I would like to take Layla Edwards.
Yeah, we can.
I would like to tank for Edwards.
We can take a little bit less for Edwards, but also
Exactly.
that's also another question to me. Like, could she also go first overall?
Edwards,
I feel like it's a deep draft to me anyway. I feel like there are a lot of, I'm not sure, like, star names who are available. Hopefully, if they declare.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I agree with you. I agree with you on Layla Edwards. I do. It's just the way you're so happy. You're like, ah.
I'm imagining her in New Jersey already.
Yeah.
She's tall. I like tall players. I'm a bit of a dinosaur. I'm like an NHL GM. I like height. And one thing that we were talking about the other day, watching the Boston Fleet game.
Well, yesterday.
Yep, sorry, yesterday. Yeah. We were watching the game, and Joy turns to me, she's like, we're kind of small. Boston's kind of big. And we're like, yeah, like, we're not the hugest team. And I think, honestly, the Goldeneyes could use a bit of grit and, like, power and, like, size and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think
She's
Layla
6'1".
Edwards, she's
Putting
6'1".
that out there, yeah.
She has a rocket of a shot. She can also she has something else up her sleeve that some other Goldeneyes also do, which is that kind of that pivot ability, that kind of like positional versatility, which actually hasn't been exploited on the Goldeneyes as much. I mean, Ashton Bell is just a defender at this point. Samiskevich, I think her turn at center in her senior year was more of a blip in her career. She's also mostly plays defense. But Layla Edwards, she's played both positions at elite levels.
Yeah.
Like, she mostly plays forward in college for, like, the completely stacked Wisconsin team.
Mm-hmm.
And she plays defense at the Olympics alongside Megan Keller.
That's correct.
She is amazing. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Most people don't do this. You
Yeah.
just put that out there. This is an insane ability. And then the question, I guess, would be, what does she want to do in pro?
Yeah. I feel like, honestly, a coach could use her any. Of course, if you have interesting coaching, like some teams may be said to have, that might put more of a limit on what they allow her to do. I feel like, but I would just put her wherever she wants to go.
I would just say, Layla, what do you want to do? Where does your heart lie? And I would really like to see her at forward for the Goldeneyes.
Yeah.
Because I think also
D would also be fun. I was talking about this. Anyway, what do you want to say?
We were also thinking about, so another player, we kind of previewed this earlier with our UBC towel right there. Another player who's graduating from UBC this year
Wants to declare for the draft.
exactly
Apparently. Yeah.
is 6'2" Grace Elliott.
Yes.
Who has torn up records for UBC. Is
We have seen
scoring
her
machine. She
net front
exactly.
and also carving up the D. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
We've seen her do a lot.
I don't know. I'm just like, I can't like express like how amazing it is to just see her motor through every single U Sports defense there is. 6'2", just powers her way through to the net, and then like the power plays and everything. She is just net front.
Yeah.
She can just you can't budge her because she's 6'2".
Yeah.
So if we have Grace Elliott 6'2", Layla Edwards 6'1", same team, we can truck people.
Yeah.
Like. We can use our size. We can use our skill. We can use our goal scoring. Layla Edwards has a great shot.
Yeah.
So imagine this, guys. Okay, wildest dreams here. 2026 draft. Okay, Grace Elliott, net front. Layla Edwards, blasts in a shot. Grace Elliott completely screening the goalie. Maybe gets a tip on it. Maybe not. We score.
Yeah.
And then it's two players over 6 feet tall in the celly.
Exactly. That's beautiful to me. I don't know
that's
about you.
my vision.
Yep.
Yes, and also, if Layla Edwards goes to Vancouver and Harvey goes to Seattle, they're pretty close. They're besties. We know that, so they can stay within,
driving range.
Yeah,
driving
like
range,
commuting
definitely.
distance, shall we say? And like that would be my ideal situation.
I do love that. Love that. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to be like Seattle sucks, down with the Torrent.
No.
I think right now they're very injured.
Oh,
Hannah
they're
Goka out for the season.
Hillary Knight
indefinitely. That's really tough. They've had injuries earlier as well.
They're going through it.
They're really going through it.
Yeah.
And so I think it would be really interesting if they were able to, quote unquote, win the gold plan. Like maybe they're at the bottom of the league. Maybe they get eliminated first. Maybe they can string together some points, get the first pick, get Harvey. We get Edwards, assuming that we don't obviously make the playoffs.
Yeah. And this is our master plan.
Exactly.
I really love that question. So simple, but there's so much to talk about.
I know, because that really gets into like the draft class. That gets into like your plan for the rest of the season. A lot in that question, and it's just 3 words and a hashtag and a question mark. So thank you, Cam.
Cam wants Harvey.
Yeah.
We want Edwards. Maybe we'll somehow one of us will end up happy.
I would not be upset either way.
I am kind of for some reason assuming that we will draft one of the top 2 picks, which I'm assuming are going to be Harvey and Edwards. We don't know how it's all going to go, but this is what we want.
Yeah. Whatever happens. I'm excited either way. So
exactly, yeah.
Let's go. So the next question is from NHL Fan Bracelets, who we also love. Shout out NHL Fan Bracelets. We have some of your bracelets.
Wait, aren't they just over there in your bracelet?
They are, except I'm too tired to get up and get them.
Sigh.
We should have thought of this before.
I'm going over there. I'm gonna show them off.
Okay.
Hold on.
Maybe I'll pause.
Hi, I'm back, guys. That was actually genuinely painful.
Yeah. As we were saying, NHL Fan Bracelets.
My leg is asleep,
but
it was worth it because these are the bracelets we got at the beginning of the season from NHL fan bracelets.
Before we knew the name.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it just says Vancouver on there with the original colors, the blue and the cream.
Yeah. And also Vancouver Specials. One of them says Specials.
Oh, that's right.
Because that's the team name that I really wanted, because obviously the Vancouver Specials,
the house.
Famous style of house in Vancouver, and we thought it would just be a great team name, kind of tongue-in-cheek. But fun. So this lives on forever as a marker of the pre-branding reveal team in my mind. Back when we were like, what's the name gonna be?
I'm gonna put these on actually.
Yeah, both of them. You're not gonna give me one?
Oh yeah. Wait, I've got specials.
Okay, I'll take Vancouver. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's just an intro to the question.
Yes.
So our question. Thank you so much for the question.
Our question from Aaliyah, NHL Fan Bracelets,
is: I know it's too early, but who do you predict will be as in Canada's 3 goalies at the Olympics in 2030? Now, again, there's a lot in this question. 2030. Okay, so just to... This past Olympics, the goalies were Kaylee Osborne, who was a 3rd goalie, Emmerich Mashmeyer, and Renee Desbiens, obviously, who was a starter. Mm-hmm. So for 2030, are we going to assume that Desbiens isn't going to be there? Are we going to go radical? Assume that they've tossed over all the vets who lost for up-and-coming youth?
That is evil. Okay, well, I know...
I wouldn't say it was the goalie's fault, obviously.
But I read Kyle Cushman's, preliminary, very early 2030 roster prediction, and he still has Desbiens on the roster.
Okay.
I think I also kind of agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
She's been Canada's goalie for so long. She's elite.
Yeah. Obviously, I love Mashmeyer, but she has had injury problems in the past.
Yeah.
Are we comfortable saying that maybe in our radical new reinterpretation of the roster in 4 years, she might not be on the team?
Yeah, I feel comfortable saying that.
And can we say that Kaylee Osborne will probably be on the team? Or wait, I'm remembering the goalies we might have coming up. We might have Hannah Murphy.
Yeah. Eve Gascon, who people say was potentially snubbed, although it doesn't really matter in the third goalie slot that much.
The thing I know about Eve Gascon is that she played a couple games for the Gatineau Olympiques in the QMJHL.
Yeah.
I pronounced that so badly. I'm sorry. I promise my French is usually a little bit better than that.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, and she won. She won a game, and it was great. And there's a heartwarming social media video out there of like celebrations. So
the locker room celebration.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever since I've been deeply partial to Eve Gascon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same. So I think just personally,
yeah.
I would love for her to be on that roster.
Can I say one thing? She played for the Olympiques, the Olympique or whatever.
Yeah.
Which means the Olympics, guys. She has to be an Olympian.
I didn't even think about that.
It's destined.
I'm an idiot. Okay.
Predestined.
Yeah.
Eve Gascon will play for Canada at the Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually, I want to say, I really like Desbiens.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to be there, but for to answer this question, I'd like to say, Canada will overcorrect for what happened this time.
Yes.
Quite vet heavy. Canada's going to go, we're going all youth this time.
We're going to go entirely rookies.
We're going entirely rookies.
Actually, that'd be so fun. Obviously, we don't know what the rookie situation will be in 2030. But I think it'd be very funny to be like all rookie situation.
Exactly,
yeah.
So, we're going Murphy.
Yes.
We are going Gascon.
Does that mean we can't go Osborne because she was at the 2026
right. She didn't play a game, so maybe we should let her in.
Yeah, we should.
We're going Schroeder.
Okay, we're going Murphy. We're not going to get into the Seattle goalie debate. We're not doing that. God, no. I like that, actually. I like that list. Osborne.
Murphy.
Gascon.
And I don't know who's starting. I want to start Gascon because she was an Olympic, and I like that.
Okay, hell yeah.
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 Yay! Thank you for the question.
I actually do love, it hurts my soul to leave our Goldeneye off, to leave Mashmeyer off, but maybe... Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
This is why we don't make a decision.
Exactly, guys. Because I would be a horrible GM. I'd just be like, I like this player too much to leave them off. I like this player too much to leave them off.
I think that was Troy Ryan's problem.
Yeah, he just likes the player too much.
He's just like,
too used to them.
I love these players. I want to keep them, and then they almost won. They were one overtime goal away. So
that's true.
I don't want to slag on that too much.
Yeah, I don't want to say the vets were terrible. Not to keep going back to the Olympics, but obviously they could have won it. They could have won it.
And then the narrative would have been different.
It would have been very different. It would have been like they were right to bring the vets.
Yeah. I mean,
either way.
I think there would still be some room for criticism.
Yeah, but I feel like...
But at the end of the day, if they'd had that gold medal, they were one goal away from it, and...
Yeah, there would have been far more justification, I think.
Yeah.
And just one goal made a difference. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for that question.
I love goalies.
Yeah. And it would be really interesting to think about American goalie situations as well, but
That's
I'm not
true.
as versed in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, things to think about. Okay, last. How exciting is the Torrance sellout game? Do you think Van will sell out soon too? And this is from Heavy Metal Vi, I believe it's pronounced?
I think so.
Yes.
Heavy Metal Vi, I think.
Heavy Metal Vi or V. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is our last question that we got.
Yeah.
And it's a really fun one. It's one that I like thinking about.
I know, because, first game back from the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And the Americans had won gold.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America is captain of the Torrent. They sell out and they don't win, do they?
No, they don't.
But it was a great atmosphere, I would imagine. 17,000 people at Climate Pledge.
Yeah.
And just a great moment, I think, like really showing the upswing of women's hockey in the States, and it makes me really happy to see it happening like on the West Coast.
Yeah.
That big bump.
West Coast, best coast.
Yeah, and it really shows Seattle has like a great women's sports fan base who are willing to put it all into hockey, and that makes me really, really happy.
Yeah.
Like the confluence of the two, like not that women's sports and hockey are different. I have some beef with someone who said something to that effect recently to me, just the beautiful flowering of the combination, yeah.
In Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I have seen the videos of the arena, it's quite a nice arena in there, isn't it? And like to see
Yeah,
it
because it's been
packed,
renovated recently.
yeah,
Yeah,
packed with people
I know.
for a women's hockey game is
That's incredible.
amazing.
Yeah, and of course the record for American
That's
attendance.
right. They broke
They
the
broke the
record.
record. They hold the record currently as we record this.
Yeah. It's probably likely soon to be broken. But right now they hold that.
Yeah.
And be proud of that, Seattle.
I know.
Like, you max out your capacity. I saw people were saying that, like, torrent tickets were harder to get than Kraken tickets.
Yeah.
Which is only right, because there's only so many torrent games, and there's, like, too many Kraken games. Too many NHL games.
Yeah.
But, you know, those torrent tickets were in high demand, and they packed out the building, and I think they were at more than the building capacity.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Which is chef's kiss.
I know.
Kiss. They deserve that.
Obviously, I'm still a little bit competitive. You know, I want Vancouver to get an actual sellout, because the first game of the season was a sellout, but the crowd wasn't fully sold out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All the tickets had been sold, but the building wasn't at full capacity.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that actually does make me a little bit nervous. Thinking about it from a Vancouver point of view, will we manage to pack out the building this season? We didn't get an Olympic bump.
Yeah, really. You don't really get a bump from a silver medal, unfortunately.
In Canada, that doesn't happen. Not to say that we're not proud of our Olympians.
No, we're very proud.
But the expectations are a little bit different. And we were at the game yesterday against Boston. I kept checking to see the attendance. I was looking around. I was like, the upper bowl is a little bit more sparse than normal. I worry about. It was things.
Terrible weather, and it was a Tuesday night.
But finally, just before OT started, the capacity, the not the population, the attendance,
attendance,
popped up, and it was 9,000 and a bit, just under 10K.
Yeah,
and I was disappointed. I was like, oh, we didn't crack 10K.
Hey, you show me. And you're like, no, and I was like, in most arenas in the PWHL that aren't in the West Coast, that would be huge.
Yeah,
that's a Coca-Cola sellout for the Scepters. You know, like that's more capacity than a lot of teams have, and for a team like New York, say, that'll be huge. And of course, New York is going to get its own amazingly attended game when they play at MSG. So
New York is about to get their home sellout.
Exactly. I'm really excited for them.
But I was like, I was bummed. I was like, my goal for the rest of the season was to crack 10K every game, and we didn't get it. But and then I started thinking about it, and I was like, seriously, just roll it back like to last year, and if you told me that I would be disappointed about 9,000 people
at a PWHL game again in its toddler stage as a league,
I would be like, what are you complaining about?
Yeah, genuinely.
Be happy.
Yeah,
you know, and like I really want to sell out. The expectation now, I think, is sell out.
Exactly,
and I'm so happy that we're at that point where I can be worried about a sellout and not. Are there like maybe 1,000 people here? You know,
that's true. Yeah, and I again, we still have 3 games left in this March homestand.
Yeah,
ample opportunities. We have another Saturday matinee. I think we have do we have a Friday night game coming up? Because we've only had one actual like.
That was the only Friday night game we had
ever the whole season.
Yeah,
that's very disappointing. Anyway, so scratch my next point. But I also think if we had more like prime time weekend, even afternoon, evening times, that might also make a difference in terms of sellout capability. But I think we're fully capable of it as a city.
Yeah.
I think the city loves its hockey. Probably would love to watch hockey that isn't this team. If you
Canucks it again.
Yeah, exactly. So I keep not wanting to actually refer to the team as by its proper name.
This is a Goldeneyes pod.
It's a Goldeneyes pod, yes. All my Goldeneyes merch is in the wash, and I had to make do, and this is, you know. Yeah.
Well, you brought up another point earlier, you know, in regards to Goldeneyes attendance, and like the fact that we haven't like packed out the building yet, which is that the Goldeneyes, and we know this is true, have the highest number of season ticket holders in the league. We have over 7,000, I think.
Yeah.
More than any other team has. And you were saying like, not every season ticket holder can come to every game.
Yeah.
And so
sometimes seats are just empty because you can't.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, when you see, like, an empty seat, that seat isn't an unsold seat necessarily. It's probably a sold seat that a season ticket holder couldn't come to and couldn't pass their tickets along for.
Yeah.
So, like, a team like the Torrent, they have fewer season ticket holders than us. they have a bigger arena. There were probably just more seats available to pack in.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just cope, but like I know that in Vancouver,
think that could be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
The seat is sold. It just isn't filled necessarily. If someone is like stuck on the island and can't get over, because people also season ticket holders all over.
Yeah.
I know there are probably. I think I heard about one who was like in Seattle.
Yeah.
And had both season tickets for both teams, something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the other way around. Someone in Vancouver with tickets in Seattle.
I think they were both situations actually.
Probably, knowing the numbers that we have. Yeah. People coming from all over essentially with season tickets, so it's very possible.
Yeah. So maybe that's just my little amount of cope. We have the most season ticket holders. Not everyone can come to a game. That seat will remain empty if they can't pass it on.
And we have so many season ticket holders that the season ticket holder events have been having. There's been some interesting developments with that. I know I don't get the emails for those, but you do. So
yeah. Oh, we have a lot of season ticket holder events coming up, which is really amazing. Not a lot in the first half of the year for season ticket holders. That was okay. But there's a lot coming up. There's like so many different events you could sign up for and everything.
Yeah.
The sign up form had problems, and
Yeah.
there were problems, organizing the events and things. I'm like, I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yeah.
No other team in the league has as many season ticket
That's
holders.
what I think, honestly, is that
Yeah, and it's the first season.
yeah, like when you have 7,000 people that you have to wrangle to an event or two, or like whatever. I understand why there weren't more in the beginning when the team and operations and everything was getting on its feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now they're like, how do we deal with a population of like a town essentially? We're a town. We're a town of people. Plop us in the middle of, a random area, and great. We have civic governance. I don't know what I'm rambling about. I'm just saying we're a huge population of season ticket holders.
Yeah, vote me secretary of something. I don't know. I can be the treasurer. This is not how I can be a counselor. There we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's just a lot of people you have to
It is a
wrangle
lot
for
of
these
people.
events. Anyway, that got very off topic from the original question.
But yeah,
it gave us a lot to think about in a lot of different directions.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we haven't been to any of our season ticket events yet, but we are signed up for a couple. We're signed up for Chalk Talk and an open practice.
Yeah.
And then we were also able to sign up for Paint the Ice at the end of the season.
I'm so excited for that. I'm only
Yeah.
able to make 2 myself because, again, I work on Saturday mornings, which is, not conducive to me watching a lot of Goldeneyes games at the arena and going to events.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will have to miss the open practice, but I will be there for the Chalk Talk and for the Paint the Ice. I'm so excited for both of those.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. You wanted to do Paint the Ice.
I really wanted to, and you
Yeah.
picked them without me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I will enjoy an open practice. I know I will, But
It'll be fun.
it'll be so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing we can ask. What should we put on the ice? And if you are a season ticket holder, what are you putting on the ice so we don't copy each other by accident?
Yeah, I am putting my brain cells to work on this.
Yeah.
I'm stressing I'm not very artistically talented, so
That's
it may have to be
okay.
more words based.
Yeah.
But
It is not
Yeah.
going to be an ad for ourselves. I can tell you that much. We are very bad at promoting ourselves.
the thought of that just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, exactly. I had the thought, and I was like, ooh. That's not happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope the Paint the Ice event happens once our playoff run has concluded, whenever that may be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what the next couple games look like. Again, I think, as you said, they're must win. Yeah, and if whatever happens, we'll have developments to report on in our next episode.
We certainly will.
Yes.
And we promise this every time, but we swear we mean it this time. The next episode will not take 2 months to release.
Yes.
We promise.
We promise. We
promise.
promise. Yeah. Okay. Hold us to it.
If you see us at games we haven't released an episode yet, just say record your freaking episode, and we will feel the pressure, and we will hopefully do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, is that basically everything you wanted to talk about?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, we ran through our thoughts. We
Yeah.
ran through the questions.
Oh, wait, one final thing.
Yes.
I do find it very, very amusing that we were like complaining about the Goldeneyes schedule when we actually do have one of the best schedules in the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the truth. I have heard Siren Sand say they have almost no weekend games. Again, like they have slightly more this year, but
Yeah.
they have a dearth of weekend games. We are so blessed with
I
our
know.
Saturday matinees.
I know it's true. It's just me going like, oh, I wish it wasn't at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
It's just because it's me. It's me. I can't make
Yeah,
it.
we're being a little bit
It's very
selfish here.
selfish.
Yeah. But like compared to the rest of the league, we are honestly rolling in clover with our schedule.
Yeah, that was one of the first things we actually, we're primary attendance. That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
One of the first things we said in one of our first episodes as well, once the schedule was released, was we were really happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of Saturday games. and a Tuesday 7 p.m., which is
honestly pretty good. I did skip class for it, but that's okay. Don't tell my professor.
Priorities,
exactly.
The Goldeneyes above school.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready to sign off?
I think we're ready to sign off.
Okay. It has been a very fun sleepover, my friends.
Yes, exactly. I hope you got cozy. I hope you didn't fall asleep in the middle of it. Even, whatever.
No,
that's
what sleepovers are for.
Yeah.
I hope this was like a very fun episode for everyone. And we'll do our final sign off now.
Yeah. Like a lullaby.
Oh, like a lullaby.
Exactly. Okay.
Vancouver Goldeneyes,
Vancouver Goldeneyes, Vancouver Goldeneyes. Beautiful, sweet dreams,
Sweet
Goldeneyes
dreams,
fans.
everyone.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Let's go win some games.